Well, obviously, I support that position. You know, I'm arguing in legal terms. It's never been attacked constitutionally. There's been cases throughout the country for fraud and reproductive fraud, but we're attacking it, just really saying that the law treats men and women differently, and it shouldn't, and it's unconstitutional and illegal.
It seems to me that there were two choice points here. One is the choice to have sex consensually, and the second was what to do with the result of that once there was pregnancy. And you're saying you didn't get the second choice point.
That's correct.
I'm not sure it is that they had consensual sex. I'll tell you why. He told her, I don't want to be a father. She had to know somewhere in her heart that if there was a pregnancy, she might want to bring the child to term and require him to be a father.
She is not here.
Yes.
And we invited her to come, and she didn't think it was timely for her to come. And I assume that's because all the laws on her side, all the decisions on her side, the election has been held, you lost, so why would she debate the result at this point?
We'll go to court now.
Yeah, exactly, so you have to take her to court. She did give a statement, and I want to read it. She says, quote, I am an honest person. I have never lied to Matt about anything. My focus is on providing a nurturing home for our baby. I am disappointed that Matt has decided not to participate in Elizabeth's life so far, and has instead chosen to contest any responsibility from our consensual actions last year. I believe life begins at conception and blossoms. I take responsibility for my acts and will do my best as an adult and a mother to protect and provide for our daughter. Now, your point is that she's not taking responsibility because she's asking you to take responsibility.
That's correct.
Do you think that she had a responsibility to tell Matt before they had sex, I don't agree with you. If I get pregnant, I might want to be a mother, and I might force you to be a father?
All right, I'm going to answer that question sort of right after the break. Well, today we're battling it out over babies. We're talking with Matt, who, along with his attorney Jeff and Mel, the director of the National Center for Men, filed a suit arguing that men should have a constitutional right to avoid fatherhood. Did I state that right?
Yeah, I want equal choice, yes. Men and women should have the right to have intimacy without giving up reproductive choice.
And you say now the woman has the right to make that choice, but the man doesn't have the right to make that choice.
She can give birth, she can have an abortion, she can put her baby up for adoption, or in most states, she can simply abandon her baby. She can give birth and say, you know, I don't think so, walk away anonymously, no one will ever hold her to be responsible.
Right. And you're saying that you can't do that?
Correct.
Okay. Is anybody here concerned about the baby? I mean, we have an 8-month-old baby. And is there any doubt that it is your baby?
No.
So we've had paternity tests.
This
is
not my child. I never made a choice to be a father in this situation. I believe this child should have gone up for adoption. That was my choice.
What's in the best interest of a child in this situation might be adoption. Instead of one parent and money, maybe two parents who want to be involved and have the resources and the desire to take care of that children. Maybe that's what's right for her.
Well, that may be, but I don't know the mother, and I don't know you, and I can't decide that, and neither can you. In theory, you're right. In actuality, this child does exist with your DNA. Is that difficult for you to look at that child and know that is your biological child?
You know, if I made the decision to be a father, you know, I would wholeheartedly be a father and I would take great care of the child. But forcing me to do so, you know, I'll always be denying, you know, the child will one day realize, you know, I was a father against my will.
Have you held a child?
No.
You haven't touched the child or been around a child, and you have no desire to do so?
I don't believe that's what's best.
Fatherhood involves a commitment, a choice, and I think, knowing Matt the last few months as I've known him, I think he's going to be a great father when he chooses to be.
But we don't always choose the time when these things happen, believe me. Are you a father?
No, it's not too late for me yet, though. It's not too late for me.
I'm just curious.
It's not too late for me.
You know, we talk about consensual or not. It seems like the more innocent we make her, the more innocent we make you. The more guilty we make her, the more guilty we make you. I mean, it seems like it's kind of in para delicto here that one guilty party cannot collect from another guilty party.
But see, the thing is, the law provides her with the ultimate trump card. a recognized choice, recognized options that aren't reciprocated for men. And what we just want is to try to create an evil playing field.
If you had used a condom the entire time, then you would have retained control, correct? I mean, people say they can't get pregnant all the time. I've had couples that go through the adoption process because they can't get pregnant, and as soon as they get a baby, they get pregnant. So, you know, you have no idea how reliable that information is, whether she was misrepresenting or not. But if you use a condom, then you maintain control, and you're not vulnerable to her and her legal rights at that point.
Well, beyond that, whether or not, you know, I had the ultimate protection and wore protection the whole time, that's not 100% to begin with. And the second thing is,
of course not,
she's still given this choice.
Yeah.
The whole point that I'm making, and hopefully this will stimulate people to be more thoughtful, which is why I'm doing this story, is because I don't think either one of them at their age probably sat down and had the ability. I don't think she would have the ability to know how she was going to feel on the event of her pregnancy. I don't think you had the ability to know how she would feel or how you would feel. That's the problem of young people having sex in uncommitted relationships where these things haven't been discussed in advance.
I discussed that I would not be a father at this point.
Yeah, you discussed what you knew at that time, but she can't discuss what she doesn't know. And until, and you know, I'm obviously haven't been pregnant, but I think it changes people's thoughts and perceptions. Jeff, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are you concerned that this can create a trap door for a lot of deadbeat dads?
There's always extreme examples of any law, but, you know, much like Roe v. Wade, people were worried once that decision came down that all kinds of children would be aborted, and it didn't have that ripple effect. So I don't think this lawsuit will have that if we're successful.
Do you expect to win this case, or are you trying to advance the debate through the lawsuit?
I do expect to win.
So you actually think that they will declare that his constitutional rights for equal protection under the law have been violated and vacate the order for him to pay child support?
Absolutely.
We want to know what you think at home. I mean, obviously, what we've done is put this out there. We can argue about this till the cows come home, and I want to know what you guys think. So go to the message boards at drphil.com, let us know, and we'll follow this very closely and see what happens. All right, next, when you've got 4, he says, what's one more? He insists on having another baby. His wife says she's been pregnant on and off for 11 years, and her body's had enough, and it is closed for baby business. We'll go back. Did a good job.